Hi Crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today I'm going to make two really pretty, I think, cards from Yana's collection with spellbinders. This is the Amaryllis Christmas collection. She has a press plate that is this beautiful poinsettia one that's on the screen, and then there is a press plate set with sentiments, there's a die, there's an embossing folder. I'm going to get kind of artsy fartsy with the embossing folder in a little bit, but I'm going to start by pressing out this plate with my big black ink pad. I need to re-ink it, so we're going to do that really quickly. I do love Yana's plates. Usually hers are rather dark on the background, and they have kind of a dramatic look, and I love that. So anytime I do use her plates, I like to use black, and I like to use the big one because it is an easier re-inking situation. You just use a big ink pad, so it's quicker. So I will spread that all around and then run that through my platinum. I have the 8.5 inch. So that pressed out perfectly. Now for cleaner, LDRS Creative Cleaner is the bomb. I'm going to show you on camera. Of course, this is sped up, but look how well this cleaner works. So my little pad is off, so I do use a rag to help clean. But look at this. So this is sped up, but look how fast that was. And look how clean it is. With a freshly re-inked black ink pad, it practically looks new. I'm telling you, the LDRS Creative Cleaner that is called Extreme Clean is the best for cleaning BetterPress or press plates. So I'm just throwing that out there. And then also, if you use code Melanie15 at LDRS Creative, you will get 15% off most of the things on their website. And they do have press plates. So definitely check that out. Remember, you can press with press plates, but you can also glimmer. I'm going to grab some scraps of some paper here, some BetterPress paper, and my sentiments. So I like to use up all of the goodies from the BetterPress paper. I don't want to waste any. So I'm going to line them up just so. Send them through my BetterPress like that. And ta-da, they are all pressed out. Then I'm going to use my Scout and die cut out each sentiment. I love the scripty font on these, and the Scout makes it so easy to die cut these out. I just adore using the Scout. I also have this Sidekick, which is even smaller, but having smaller die cutting machines is just very helpful for me because the 8.5 is just huge. I do love having the big one though for certain things, but the smaller one is more helpful. Now my Mighty Mister is getting a little clogged because we do have hard water. So I left that in there just in case yours is getting clogged, or if you ever have a spray bottle that is clogged, you can go ahead and just take the pointy end of your tool-in-one and just kind of scrape it around and it will spray just as good as new. And I use that when I use embossing folders like this one because I like to get the paper wet before I run it through. So I've been having such fun with lunar paste, and I am going to go in with this one that's called Bee Sting, and I'm going to put it all over this. And I really like this embossing folder from Yana. This is the Amaryllis Garden. I think that this could be used for other occasions besides Christmas, so I'm just going to throw that out there. But the Simon Hurley lunar paste is just amazing with the embossing folders. I'm going to grab my watercolors from Altenew and just do a wash over this whole thing. Whoa, that was dry. Let's try that again. There we go. And now I have this is watercolor paper that I'm working with. It is thicker, and that is good because I'm going to need to have some thick paper here. I'm going to go ahead and add lunar paste over my watercolor in just a little bit. But I noticed when I was watercoloring, some of the dimension came away. So I figured I needed to press this again. Why not add some lunar paste right onto the embossing folder and get some color. So I did. I just smushed it on there and ran it through my machine, and ooh, look at that. Super pretty. So I'll go ahead and clean that up. I just used some hot water in my sink. Alrighty, now I'm going to take my Spellbinder shears and fussy cut out these two gorgeous amaryllises. Amarylli? I don't know. Two beautiful flowers. And they're going to go on top of my project. At first I thought, maybe I'll just leave it like that. But no, I end up cutting out all of the rest of the flower. Then I'm going to take this one that is called Slippery When Wet and smear that around where my two flowers are going to go on top of this piece right there. So it's kind of giving a glow effect. And I did watercolor the poinsettia panel off camera. I did kind of what I like to call a sloppy watercolor, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I like to sometimes do kind of more of a loose watercolor. Loose sounds way better than sloppy, but I like to call it a sloppy watercolor, but I like it when it kind of blends around. So you see my poinsettias have a yellow inside, but it's not perfectly painted. So it's just kind of like a sloppy color, if you will, but it's artfully sloppy. So it works. And then I have this embellishment pack. Do you see that there? That's from Buttons Galore and More, which I love that name of that company. So adorable. And it has 12 little packages of embellishments. So I'm going to pull out certain ones and add bling to my Christmas cards. I think that you should add bling to every card, almost every card, but I think that when you have Christmas cards like these, you got to add bling. And then I do have a little bit of piece of metallic DMC thread that you see on the right there. I cut a little piece, and that's going to just very carefully, if you will, lay on top, actually underneath my two flowers. And that's just kind of gives some texture and some shine to the background of my little amaryllis card. But you know, you could add a different sentiment to this card that I'm working on, and you could definitely make this a sympathy card. You could make it a birthday card, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. It does not have to be Christmas. So I like that about her collection. There we go. I'll just get that little string down, and then I'm going to tape down my two flowers right over it, and that will just hold the string in place. No biggie. Pop up my sentiment, and then all I have to do is add my embellishments. It is so fun to play with different things in my craft room, like the lunar paste and my watercolors and my fun embellishments. So I challenge you right now, if you're watching this, to shop your stash and find something that you haven't used before. Maybe it's little shaker bits, or maybe it's a fun paper or a glitter paper or a pattern paper pack that you have never touched. We all have one of those in our craft room. I'm just saying, find something and make something fun today. Wouldn't that be neat? I'll turn my notifications off on my phone here. Anyway, I hope that you've liked this video, and if you have, I would love it if you hit the like button, maybe share it with a crafty friend, and also be sure that you are subscribed to my channel. YouTube has been unsubscribing people that they think are robots, so it has nothing to do with you. It's just how YouTube works, but just make sure that you are subscribed if you would like to be. A little tip for adding on embellishments is I like to count my embellishments. I'm using 11 on this, and if I have 11, I'm going to put my glue dots kind of all over where my embellishments will go, and then I will put my gems right on top. I'm going to spread them around, and that is it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for some close-ups of these pretty cards. Bye-bye.